The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good. How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Lifestyle. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Good morning, I'm Nico Haan. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world.
To recover our natural health, our rights, and our freedoms. Good morning, and I'm Paige Clarke.
And it's a beautiful morning in downtown Clearwater, 64 degrees, kind of chilly today, which is back to normal, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. And, you know, if you have any questions about the show, you can email me at paige@tfnn.com.
And Nico at tfnn.com. We're taking your phone calls, 877-927-6648.
Well, you know, we were talking before the show started a little bit about the stress, you know, the elections, the Women's March, the tension, the left and right, the black and white, the, you know, divide and conquer.
Yeah.
And today we want to talk a little bit about an article that I found and Nico found regarding stress and how do we combat stress?
Yeah, and it's time to take a deep breath, you know, after the election, after the, you know, the first weekend.
It's always time to take a deep breath.
It sure is, and I'm sure Donald Trump is taking one, and maybe Obama for sure is taking one.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I hope so, too.
Yeah.
I hope they both can, and I hope that also we can begin to see that people are right on both sides of the fence. And, you know, a lot of my friends, I've seen this stuff going on with the Women's March or you know, I can see some really great points. I've read some great editorials on both sides. But I'm just so ready for us to say, let's get to work here and let's acknowledge that is a valid concern, and that's a valid concern on your side.
They're all valid concerns. I've never been a person who goes into protests. I've never done anything like that. Never really wanted to. I've always rather just not be in the limelight like that. I mean, you're putting yourself out there as far as I'm concerned. And I really don't think I have my old philosophy is that nobody in Washington or even the head of the state is really interested in me as a person. So I think taking care of ourselves, taking care of our neighborhoods is where it's at. Although,
like our own little areas.
Although it's nice to have a leader. I mean, you know, it's something you can look up to, and the thing we want is to be the head of our state, the president, to be presidential and to act normal. And I think yesterday we saw that with Trump.
And I think that we've got to give the guy a chance to turn around.
Yeah.
And take a breath.
Yeah, I'm sure it's, I mean, all of a sudden you land in that office and you go, I'm here, what do I do now?
Well, it looks like he isn't wasting any time. He certainly has seemed busy to me. I'm pretty impressed with that kind of work ethic type. Let's start looking at the issues.
The hardest working person in our nation is probably the president. I know with Obama it was, and I'm sure with Bush and all those people. That's a hard job, and I don't think I'd want it.
No, I don't think so either. And also that constant Secret Service type of coverage. But
you're never alone.
You know, getting back to the whole idea of what's been going on and the fact that we have so many millions of women and men. I don't know that it was a women's march. I think it was an anti-Trump march. I mean, because there were a lot of men.
But I don't think worldwide it was that, because I don't think these other countries are that worried or that into whether Trump is good or not. I think this was just a different march. I really don't think it had a lot to do with Trump myself.
It may very well be.
But I think it's just the state of people want to be heard.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah. People want to be heard, and I think we need to listen to people's concerns on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
However, I also want to caution people that in my opinion, we have to be careful of when the protesters are being used by political agendas to make a move, which I think a lot of this, we saw the funding for this walk was a lot of
and there is funding. I mean, political things are funded. You know, I mean, I remember the first thing that came out about Trump when his first rally. They had like 600 paid actors there from this agency. This is what you do. We want to look good. So to ensure
and unfortunately,
looking
Hillary
good,
had to do that through her whole campaign.
well, whatever, you know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
But for many of us, you know, to relax, which it kind of means we might be zoning out in front of the TV at the end of a stressless day, but really that
may not be the right thing to do.
That is not the right thing to do. We're in front of the TV, especially when it's on.
I have people who tell me that all the time. I just need to zone out and watch TV, and they think it's actually something to be helping them.
Right.
But it's really not. And you're exactly right, because there's a lot of electromagnetic frequencies, a lot of information that's sort of sent to us via the TV.
Yeah, it's the information. It's not just news. It's also commercials.
The images.
And all these shows which aren't real. I mean, you know, real life is very boring. If you put a camera up someplace and watch what's going on, there's not much going on.
Right.
It has to be a staged thing to be, you know, what we considered entertainment or even something of value for us. But one of the things that I learned a long time ago was that to take control of stress, I've always used my breath.
It's really what our sages have been teaching us for ages.
Yeah.
The yogis, the Qigong masters have been teaching us. And let's talk about the fact that many people believe they can just zone out in front of the TV, but that does not elicit the relaxation response. The relaxation response was actually coined by the founder of the American Institute of Stress, by Dr. Herbert Benson.
Right.
And it's really actually a physical state of deep rest that changes the physical and emotional responses to stress. It decreases the heart rate.
The blood pressure goes down, your rate of breathing changes, and your muscle tension changes, and that's a really important thing. So when we elicit the relaxation response, your metabolism naturally decreases. Your heart beats slow down, and your muscles relax.
Yeah, and your breathing becomes slower. My Qigong teacher told me to sort of evoke that relaxation response and this thought, and I always say this little saying, even though my heart is beating fast, I am breathing slow.
Yeah, and this is something we do in jiu-jitsu to calm ourselves. We take a deep inhalation through the nose and take it out really slow, and this brings you back into equilibrium. You have to do it a few times. Sometimes we do it while we're fighting, sometimes right after the fight, sometimes just before the fight.
I think it's absolutely huge to do that, you know. And when is the best way? What is the best way to relieve your stress? You know, it really does incorporate the breath. And but there's lots of different techniques that people are using.
Yeah, it's really interesting because they have this AIS certified techniques. What is the AIS?
Well, I think it's the this group called the International Association for Stress.
Institute of Stress. That's what it is. Okay, well, I wasn't sure about
that.
So,
you know, as we mentioned, the best way to relieve stress is absolutely the breath.
Yeah, so
and it's free and it's practical, and you can do it anywhere at any time.
And they have a couple of different techniques, and I always also found somebody else that has a lot of different techniques, and her explanation of what breathing is really important. So after the break, we're going to dive deep into that. Meantime, please pick up our Health Signals newsletter. I have an interesting article here on the most common nutrient deficiencies. So pick up
what to do about those. And remember, our newsletters are clickable links. So we've done a lot of the research, put the tools to support the information right at your fingertips. So hope you'll get that and get going right away.
Yeah, and of course our Primal Edge, $89, gets it right to your door every single month. And this is our one-shot wonder. This is something you really need because it opens up the cells to receive. So in other words, it's very balanced for your body. Folks, stick around. We'll be right back. Number here is 877-927-6648. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back. And how do we de-stress? And we were talking about the fact that the relaxation response is not simply plopping onto the couch, but it's actually a mental process that leaves the body more relaxed, calm, and focused. And so abdominal breathing for 20 to 30 minutes each day will reduce anxiety and reduce stress. And deep breathing increases the supply of oxygen to your brain and to your whole body. So we're going to go over a couple of these techniques that the AIS, the American Institute for Stress, has shared with us, and give you some tips on how you can apply breathing to reduce your stress.
Yeah, the first one on here is called quieting response, and this utilizes visualization and deep breathing, which is a powerful combination. It stops an acute stress response right in its tracks, and the entire exercise only takes about 6 seconds. First, you smile inwardly. So smiling to yourself with your eyes and your mouth, and release the tension in your shoulders. This is a powerful muscle release in the places where most people hold their muscle tense. Then imagine holes in the soles of your feet and take a deep breath in, visualizing hot air flowing through these holes, moving slowly up the legs, through the abdominal and filling your lungs. Relax your muscles sequentially as the hot air moves through and up the body. When you exhale, reverse the visualization so you see hot air coming out of the same holes in your feet.
Oh, that's great. See, the visualization actually is a big part of the stress reduction in that technique. I like that.
I think it is too.
Yeah, that seems like an easy one to do. Just imagine that you have that control over the breath. So the second one is called Sky or Sudarshan Kriya, and it incorporates specific natural rhythms of the breath which help to harmonize the body and your emotions. And this unique breathing technique eliminates stress, fatigue, and emotions such as anger and frustration, and it leaves you calm and energized through the day. And there are a series of exercises that you can use to practice this kind of relief, but you have to go to their site to get a little more specifics on it. And they this Sky technique,
SKY,
Sky technique is also kind of received the certification of the AIS Institute. The art of living www.artofliving.org offers information about this technique. And when I saw that, I told Nico, my sister used to work at the Canyon Ranch Spa in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
And they have a very liberal policy at the time, you know, that family members got to enjoy, you know, the services there like the employees did. So I really enjoyed going to visit my sister.
Wow.
I mean, of course I did. But there was a person there that was teaching us techniques from the art of living. So I'm going to put that on my checklist. I'm going to take a checklist and go visit the art of living and learn some of these breathwork techniques.
Great, nice site. So this one is for the kids. It's called teddy bear breathing.
Teddy bear breathing for your babies.
Yeah, so lie on your back, place one hand on your chest, and place your favorite teddy bear on your belly button. Close your eyes and relax your whole body. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Your teddy bear will slowly rise, but your chest should not. When you take a full deep breath, hold it, count to 3, then slowly breathe out. Repeat a few times until you feel relaxed.
And folks, I think that technique doesn't just have to be the teddy bear breathing. I think that's a super one for most adults, because most of us are only bringing our air into the upper part of our chest cavity, and we're not doing the abdominal areas like when we breathe backwards.
Right.
So whether you can do the same thing without having to bring your teddy bear to work, you can just put your hand on your belly button, and you want to see your hand rising.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of certified breathing tools that really help you, that you might also look at to help you. You know, we've become such a technology-driven society that we love these. One of them is the M-Wave, and you can come back to the other one.
Yeah.
The M-Wave is actually part of a product released by HeartMath Institute.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And HeartMath really enjoys, helping us to realize that heart rate variability is important, and the breath.
Right.
So the M-Wave is very cost-effective to do, and the M-Wave desktop version it's scientifically validated heart rate monitoring system that really helps us to create an optimal state in which the heart, mind, and emotions are operating in sync and in balance.
Right. The other one is called the Stress Eraser. It's an award-winning portable biofeedback device that helps you learn to activate your body's natural relaxation response in minutes without the use of medication. So these are a couple of tools that you can use, and basically, I think the most important thing is practicing breathing, and this is what the yogas do naturally. And if you're working with a personal trainer like myself, then they would probably be teaching you certain different breathing techniques for different types of exercises. Certain exercises have a breathing thing that really makes you concentrate on the exhale. Certain breathing have you do the emphasis on the inhale. So,
and all good yogis will tell you, learn this from our sweet Allie Ford. The yogis say, if you're breathing, you're having a perfect yoga practice.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people get all hung up on, do I look right? Am I raising my leg high enough? Did I do this? And the postures are important, no doubt. But the breath is the most important.
Yeah, in fact, we actually learn how to breathe improperly as we go. We are belly breathers from the time we are born till about the time we're 5 or 6 years old, when we start getting into schools. And one thing that happens in schools, you start sitting down on chairs.
Yes.
And sitting down on chairs restricts your whole breathing because your diaphragm is way down here.
Absolutely.
And this is where,
that's a really great point, Nico.
Yeah, so, from the time you're about 5 or 6 years old, you start learning how to breathe what we call long body breathing.
And stand up straight or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're scared to move.
Well, what happens is if you're taking a deep breath in and you rise up, that's called the long body breathing. When actually, if you're breathing like we do in jiu-jitsu, you breathe and you expand out. It's a whole different thing.
Don't you think that's what the whole imagery of the Buddha is?
Definitely is.
Some people think the Buddha is gluttony or a big belly. The Buddha is representing the belly breath.
That's right.
And filling.
So when you're taking a breath in, the belly has to go out. And most of us, if we do this unconsciously, we'll be going up like this, and actually you're sucking it in, which doesn't make any sense because you're filling up your lungs. But your lungs are kind of huge. They don't look that big, but when they get filled up, they take a part of the whole back and inner part of the body. I mean, they're huge, huge tools. I've
really got a commitment this year to work more on my breath. I've trained. I mean, the things I'm drawn to are my yoga practice or the qigong. Yeah. But what I find is when I get stressed, these are the things that I deny myself. So let's go over a few more, and we'll go into this tips for fitting these relaxation techniques into your life, because we can believe in doing it, but we've got to be it and do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like your
time.
workout. If possible, schedule a time to practice every single day, 1 or 2 periods a day, maybe.
Use your phone alarm as a reminder. Pick
Mm-hmm.
a really attractive bell that signals you this. Take a few minutes for yourself.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you exercise, improve the relaxation benefits by adopting mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mindfulness, of course, is a word that really doesn't describe what it is. Mindfulness is actually getting rid of things in your mind.
Yeah, mindfulness is actually allowing your mind to be free, not full.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of people zone out. I mean, a lot of people get into listening to some music, and that can be meditative in itself, but it can also be distractive.
Disruptive, yeah.
Be mindful of what you're actually doing. What are you actually filling your mind with? Or are you giving your mind a chance to just kind of chill out a little bit?
Yeah, and don't get discouraged because it doesn't happen all at once. Something that you've been doing for 20, 30, 40 years, breathing the wrong way, and trying to do it the right way. Don't get frustrated. It's a kind of a journey.
But remember, if you're breathing, then you're having a perfect meditative practice.
That's
and just
right.
find a way to fit it in. We'll be right back after this break.
Right.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. So we're talking about breathing and relaxing, and I saw a TED Talk on Sunday by Melissa Ranich. And then yesterday I come across this whole podcast from
our
Ben
buddy
Greenfield.
Ben Greenfield.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, he's our kind of guy, and I had the great chance of meeting him at Weston A. Price Foundation.
Yeah.
And I love the way he just kind of breaks it down. But we're going to give you guys some more tips to fit breathing in that is healthful for you, because I think it's scary, but we actually have forgotten how to breathe. Someone made a comment in the chat room that perhaps some of this breathing dysfunction that we've adopted could be related to military calisthenics, that standing at attention form that, you know, we perhaps even in school going in and standing in line to do our workouts, but we kind of got, somehow or another, our techniques for breathing got askew. So let's get back on track.
Yeah, Ben Greenfield says it's no secret I'm infatuated with the importance of breath. From my daily practice, starting every day with 5 minutes of deep breathing, to the HEPA filters that I use and essential oils that he uses in his office and things. So he got a hold of Belissa, and she comes up with the whole thing. Well, first of all, in the TED Talk, she really explains how the tall breathers, the long breathers, is different from the expanding breathers. And she is the one to explain to me that from the time about you're 5 years old, you start learning how not to, because all of a sudden you're made to be quiet in a room and you're starting sitting in chairs, and everything has to be so. And of course you might be scared. That sometimes stops you. But
you look at your grandchildren or small children. This weekend was my grandson's 3rd birthday, and we went to Lowry Park Zoo, and I have some great shots of him and my niece playing in the water thing, and that's something that comes to my mind, their belly. You know, here they are, they're not in any way fat, but their bellies, they're playing, and their bellies are, you know, protruding because they're breathing out of their belly and they're having fun, you know?
Yeah, one thing you can observe, if a child hurts itself and the mother or father is very near, the response right away is to look to the mother or father, not crying, nothing. And the crying only starts if the father or the mother starts panicking. So, in other words, the child falls, it starts looking at its mother or father, and if they're panicking, then they start crying. But if they don't, you're okay, everything's cool, right on. And the child will not cry. I mean, I've seen this over...
Maybe to an extreme.
Well, of course, yes.
Yeah, but you're right. For a lot of falls,
they're going to get their cues, and this is where fear comes in. It's mostly based from your mother, perhaps from your father, too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your close friends, as you get older, you're going to be looking at the person that's older than you and see what they're doing, and you're going to emulate that, or you're going to get the sympathy and the warmth that you need from the accident.
So Dr. Belissa really helps us to realize that the right kind of breathing can truly help us with stress. And so if you guys get a chance, go check her out on the YouTube.
Well, I'm going to be putting this into a future newsletter.
So newsletter subscribers, you're going to see this.
Yeah,
and
because there's so many here.
I mean, there's 30 ways to breathe better, and we'll highlight a couple of them. And just so we'll give you the names, you might even want to just Google some of the names, and you'll see the, obviously...
Well, the name of her book is Breathe, the simple revolutionary 14-day program to improve your mental and physical health. And actually, I use a lot of different, I use like the Wim Hof breathing methods.
Wim Hof, yes.
Yeah, and this weekend, of course, I had this cold sniffling and just draining. And the breathing exercises really helped the whole process go a lot faster,
I think our Supreme Science Qigong breath methods, Jeff Primack's 9-breath method, Tumo breathing, inspired Wim Hof breathing, blows your mind.
Yeah.
The electrical current that you can create in your body, because the breath is the prana.
Yeah, and why are we learning about this through the internet? Why aren't we learning this as a function of the first thing we learn when we're in school, or our parents teaching this? Because our parents probably have forgotten it.
This is a health and hygiene thing.
Yeah.
I love the idea of getting back to the basics of teaching people about the power of our breath, the power of our thoughts, the power of the water we drink, the food we eat.
Yeah,
so let's hit a few of them.
Okay, let me do this one, the 4-7-8 breathing, an example of counting breath or breathing isometric. In this technique, one inhales quietly through the nose, exhales audibly through the mouth. The tip of the tongue is placed against the ridge of the tissue, just behind the upper front teeth during the whole exercise. The inhale is completed through the nose count of 4 counts. The breath is held for 7 counts, and the exhale is completed through your mouth making a whooshing sound for 8 counts, and the cycle is repeated 3 times.
And that's, I've heard different people using different numbers. I've heard the 6, 12.
Yeah, because I think everybody counts at a different speed.
Again, don't get stressed out about what you do. I think it's the rhythmic scheduling of a nasal inhale, a holding that allows the belly, even the swallowing of the air at that part. That's one thing I learned in Qigong. You breathe in through the nose,
And you
swallow, and the belly goes out.
Right.
Hold, and then the controlled exhale. And
With
the
the
full
noise.
exhale, no, through the mouth.
With the noise.
Yeah, with the nose. Yeah, and I thought you said through the nose.
No,
yeah,
no.
with the noise through the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
very
you have to
distressing.
hear that, and it's a really important part of it to get that sink in there.
Yeah, and then of course there's belly breathing, folks. It's known as abdominal breathing. It's marked by the expansion of the abdominal muscles, and we talked about putting your hand on there, or a teddy bear if you have one of those handy for you.
You want to see it rising, yes.
And how about breath walk? This combines the distinct patterns of breathing ratios, intervals, and breath types that are synchronized with walking steps and meditative attention. I do this sort of subconsciously when I take a walk.
Yeah, when I was a runner, I would do that too. I would,
Yes, you'd make certain sounds and certain techniques
I would
with your
listen to the
breath.
footsteps, and there'd be so many footsteps through a count. So in other words, I'd be exhaling and concentrating. In running, I always concentrate on the exhale.
It says here that this is practiced by many forms of martial arts.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Buddhist breathing. So Buddha quite openly and continually advocated breath meditation as an awareness of the inhaling and exhaling breaths. It starts with an awareness of the original physical breath, which, when cultivated correctly, leads one to a higher awareness. So he doesn't actually teach you how to do it.
Yeah,
It's an
Butoko
explanation.
breathing. I've been aware of this. This is based on the assumption that numerous medical conditions, especially asthma, are caused by hypoventilation. And this breathing technique, breathing slowly through the nose, was developed in the 1950s by Konstantin Butoko, a Ukrainian doctor, and it purports to break the vicious cycle of rapid gasping breaths. So that's a very interesting technique to use.
Yeah, the next one is called circular breathing. Produces a continuous tone, often used by players of wind instruments, by breathing in and through the nose while simultaneously pushing air out through the mouth, using air stored in your cheeks, and uninterrupted tone is achieved. That's pretty cool, because wind in this instrument really is a big talent. You know, I always thought the guys with the bagpipes were kind of cheating. You know, because they have that reserve in there, that lung. But the ones who are doing the flutes and the oboes and all those things, these things have to have constant pressure. Otherwise, the sound never comes out.
Oh, I tell you, I took clarinet, and it was a challenge. I remember putting your little reed and everything.
Yep.
So clavicle breathing, this is interesting, also known as shallow breathing. Clavicle breathing draws air into the chest area by raising the shoulders and collarbone. This oxygen reaches only the top third of the lungs. This is the most superficial mode of shallow breathing.
This is how not to breathe, actually.
Well, mostly it's not, but there are some little techniques where they'll want you want to get your air in your hole. You want to get it in your belly. You want to get it in your lungs. You want to get it into your brain.
Okay.
That's why you breathe through your nose. So we'll come back and hit a few of these. We can all learn how to breathe. Seems like something we should all do naturally, but evidently we don't. Be right back.
Take a breath, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. We're talking about the different types of techniques. And, you know, I didn't realize there were so many different techniques. But it makes sense because different sports have different techniques. Different types of medical situations may institute some kind of different breathing, forcing you to do certain things. So let's go continue.
Yeah,
here.
so let's talk about coherent breathing. You know, this involves breathing at the normal rate of, say, 5 breaths per minute. With an equal inhalation and exhalation. Let's think about that, 5 breaths per minute. One of the signs that you're perhaps under stress is when your respiration rates increase. In other words, you're breathing in, out more than 5 to 7 breaths per minute. That's a sign of stress. Your idea then would be to kind of work to calm that down and lower those respirations per minute.
Yeah.
Next one is the costal breathing.
Yeah, that's also known as lateral breathing. That's a technique where you want to expand your chest and also lengthen the chest itself, just the chest, not the shoulders. So, yeah, that's the
yeah, not breathing with your shoulders.
Right.
So that comes back to that suggestion you made that we don't want to fill up into our throat. We want to fill out and let the rib cage expand. So that's costal breathing. And, you know, we've talked about counting breath, breath isometrics. You know, we always want to create a rhythm with our breathing, with it coming in through the nose, if there's a pause or not, and then the exhalation coming through the mouth with a sound using the teeth or the lips pursed.
Yeah, and the Wim Hof, the beginning of his is really cool. You take a deep breath in as much as you can, hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, then you breathe out and expand completely out, everything out of your lungs, and then right away you take the breath in and you hold it again. Nothing in between. And you do this 30 times. And this really gives you oxygen, and it really does make a huge difference in your whole breathing ability and how you feel, the alertness.
It gives you oxygen, and it also gives you carbon dioxide, because unlike what most people think, it's not a bad air. We need a certain amount of it.
We certainly
That's
do.
why people do the paper bag breathing to rebuild the CO2.
Exactly.
You know?
Diaphragmatic
breathing. Our diaphragm is very involved in creating space for the air in our lungs. It's a type of breathing that promotes more effective aeration of the lungs, and it consists of allowing the diaphragm to move downward during inhalation, making more space in the lungs.
And upward during the exhalation.
Here's the next one, holotropic breathing.
And that's developed by Grof.
Stanislav Grof.
Sounds Russian to me. As an approach.
A lot of Russians are involved in the breathing
Yeah, they sure are.
science.
And basically because it's really cold up there and you have to learn how to equalize things. It's an approach of self-exploration and healing that integrates insights from Eastern spiritual practices as well as the modern consciousness research and
transpersonal psychology.
Right. The method comprises 5 components: group process, intensified breathing,
evocative music, focused body work,
and expressive drawing.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting technique.
Yeah.
That, again, you could go down the rabbit hole researching these different little bits of pearls of information here on breathing, and you may fall in love with one particular technique, but the key is find something to make focused breathing with intention a big part of your life.
Yep.
Lateral breathing is focusing on filling your sides and back. Again, a lot of people are breathing right here in the chest, right here. Right?
Yep.
And this exhale brings the entire middle into the center. It's sometimes used interchangeably with costal breathing we discussed going out, which is used to deepen the voice and to treat stammering. Huh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Lung capacity breathing. These are 2 different types of measuring of the lung capacity and the lung breathing capacity. The tidal volume, they call it, which is the measure of the amount of air that flows in and out of your lungs during normal breathing. And tidal breathing is the breathing that you do without thinking. Vital
lung capacity.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of taking a breath before going underwater, exhaling fully after surfacing. This is really done by deep sea divers, the free divers.
Yes, and that always scares me. We live here in Florida, and we have a lot of people. We actually have a family friend who was a very proficient, actually a prominent surgeon in this area. His son was a very prominent free diver, and they lost him one time. He just never came back up. But, you figure something happens with that air exchange. So it is important that we know.
Yes.
Merkaba breathing. It's a meditation that consists of 17 breaths, and each visualizes a different geometric shape. Hey, the foundation of the universe is sound, and sound is what creates shape. So it's based on the theory that the physical body and spirit can be transported through different dimensions. Spherical breathing is what it's also called, Merkaba breathing.
So this next one is alternate nostril breathing.
Nadi Sadhana.
Yeah, so that's the yoga name of it?
Yeah, so this is breathing in on one side of your nostril and alternating breathing out.
Yeah, and this is used
then you inhale, and that's this new side.
Yeah, used to
Exhale.
de-stress, relax, and balance the mind.
It balances the autonomic nervous system, and since we know that stress causes sympathetic dominance, this is critical. It is the parasympathetic system of the nervous system that leads to healing and relaxation.
Yeah, and patterned breathing, I use this. It's using a count to inhale and exhale. And when I was in the sauna yesterday, I was taking that breath in as much as I could, usually the last 6 or 7 seconds, holding it for 30 seconds, and then exhaling as much as you can, usually taking about 10 to 15 seconds, and then going back and doing that 30 times. It's a good pattern breathing.
Yes, perfect breathing. What is perfect breathing? Promoting slower breath, and it fosters an alert state of mind and a relaxed state of breathing. It's used several times a day and should show immediate benefits. Don Campbell is a proponent of this method, and it improves mental focus, and it's also termed conscious breathing. I mean, really, you can come up with a lot of different names. Pranayama breathing is yogic breathing techniques, and that helps control the prana, or vital life force. So let's think about this, also known as the chi, or chi in Qigong.
Yep.
So is the air really our vital life force? So when maybe we're all looking for God, when really God is that every bit of prana that we breathe in every moment.
Yep, makes sense. Pranic breathing.
Pranic breathing is the prana.
Pranic. It's a 6-step form of breathing that aspires to increase control and direct the prana, or the vital life force. The first step clears the negative emotions and limited beliefs. The second utilizes a highly energized breathing technique to boost vitality, and the third manipulates energy through the scanning, sweeping, and energizing. And the fourth step involves a energetic hygiene. The 5th step is meditation. The 6th step is the final step, and that consists of 2 very powerful energy generation exercises. I've never heard of that one either.
Oh, pranic breathing?
No.
Oh, no, there's a real big movement on pranic breathing, but that's really in effect, like we just said. Pranayama is the breathing part of yoga, the breathing practice of yoga. And a recovery breath, it's a fast breathing exercise that is a combination of all the preliminary exercises taught, and then goes into a state of gentle, natural breathing. So many times, again, we need to rebalance those air gases, the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So it helps to calm and recover after a competition or a test. It also helps to lower cortisol and going back to rest and digest, or the parasympathetic state, and to reduce the effects of oxidative stress. So,
and there's a lot more of them in here, but I'm going to put the rest of them into
we'll stick them in the newsletter, and you guys can check them out, and then you know, perhaps Google YouTube videos and see people demonstrating these techniques.
We'll be right back, folks.
Be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV. But if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Join John Logan as he teaches you trading techniques utilizing the TAS Profile Scanner. The Global Market Pulse. Next on TFNN.
And we're living a primal lifestyle, helping you have optimal health, peak performance. And we've been talking about stress. How does complaining, does it affect how your brain is wired? And does it cause you to be anxious, depressed, and stressed? Well, according to Aaron at Health Nut News, there's some research that gives us an idea that we actually rewire our brain when we're complainers.
I think you can feel it. And you can't really control it. I mean, you can feel it going on, and you have to open up your mouth, and stuff comes out that you don't want to come out.
And maybe it's time that you need to take a breath, like we just said all day.
Right.
So
yeah,
stop,
sure.
take a moment and breathe, folks, you know. We've all seen those certain people that we can call them a negative ninny or whatever. In fact, there's different, but these people that constantly complain not only drain their own energy, but they drain the people around them.
Yeah, so they're called drain types. Drain types.
Yeah.
This is not to do with plumbing.
Right.
The first one is venters. This is a very displeased person who doesn't want to hear solutions, no matter how helpful they are.
They just want to complain.
And sometimes you need to.
How about this? Sympathy seekers. These type of people, the ones who kind of are fishing for attention with their "I've got it worse than you do."
Nobody loves me, man.
Yeah, I have to do this. I've got so much to do. And I'm sure we all see ourselves in some of these things. How about the last one?
Yeah, chronic complainers. This is a state of living in complaint. Do something researchers called
they ruminate.
Ruminating.
Just steaming.
This basically means thinking and complaining about a problem again and again. Yeah, boy, we heard a lot of that in the last couple of years.
Well, we know there's lots of ways that stress, complaining drains your energy, which creates a stress. And, we can't all change, and we're going to all have bad days, and we're going to have good days. But what we really want to do is realize that this negativity is actually rewiring our brain. As you've heard us say, what you think about, you bring about. So we really want to try and change that possibility that our brain might be rewired towards negative things. In fact, Donald Hebb, a neuropsychologist, believes that neurons which fire together wire together. I like that. That's kind of
that makes sense too.
Yeah. So what he means by that is that a group of neurons connected in our brain as a result of particular life experiences, and it kind of helps create and perpetuate that memory. So whenever we think a thought or have a feeling or physical sensation, thousands of neurons are triggered, and they all get together to form a neural network.
Yeah.
And the brain learns to trigger the same neurons with repetitive thinking.
Yeah, and we certainly get this type of thing as a pattern from probably our parents.
It's learned behavior.
If your mother was a complainer, you may be a complainer.
So if you keep your mind focused on criticism, worry, and victimization, your mind will find it more easy to bring up those same thoughts.
Yeah.
And this is the fascinating thing, folks. In the new way of healing, sound therapy, using sound and meditation and breath and calming down, you can actually create new neural pathways. It's called neuroplasticity. It means creating new ways that the neurons connect so you can think differently.
Yeah. So there's a couple of tricks you can use to avoid this, and the first one is being grateful. I think this is where prayer comes about.
That's right. God, grace, and gratitude.
That's exactly.
Catch yourself. Catch yourself in a complaint. Stop complaining. Congratulate yourself for being aware. Ask yourself, what kind of person talks like that or thinks like that?
Yeah, instead of saying, I forgot this, I forgot that, saying, I just remembered it.
Yeah, that's a great way to do. Turn a negative into a positive.
Exactly.
Make a new groove,
and that's
guys.
The thing, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
The more often we allow our minds to remember the good stuff, the easier it is to think of kind thinking.
You remember what they say, too. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff, folks. And practice wise efforts. Wise effort is letting go of that which is not helpful or cultivating that which is not skillful or helpful to your health. So what we've really covered today, folks, are some real easy ways for you to start taking control of your life by taking control of your breath. How simple is that?
Yeah, my dad always told me the first step is always be kind.
That's right. Be kind to yourself first, and take a moment and take a breath. We'll see you next show.
Thanks for sticking around, folks.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.